my name is Michelle, and today I'm going to share with you everything I knit so far, or at least the things that I still have, because I knit quite some things for friends and family. I want to keep this fairly short, so I'm going to get started, and I'm going to try to do it in chronological order so you can kind of see my progress. So the first garment I made is this vest. I used some acrylic yarn from this local store called Zeeman here in the Netherlands. It's the Sarah yarn. And I followed Mina Knits, her YouTube tutorial that's 3 parts. It is made in panels, so front and back panels, and afterwards the ribbing part, and I wear it quite a lot. The fit is really great. I did make a mistake in the back. The seam is on the outside instead of the inside. A little mistake, and I think I didn't weave in my ends correctly, so here you can see it's slowly coming apart. But otherwise, a really great make, a very great first make, first successful make, I would say. The second one is my first try at a sweater. There is no front or back because I did not learn how to make short rows yet. So this is it. And I used a wool acrylic blend. I think I found this yarn for free downstairs, but then I didn't have enough, so I checked online, but the yarn is discontinued. But I found the yarn in a different color, so that's why the sleeves are a different color. The fit is not that great, especially this neck area. It's like choking me, and it's also quite short, it's quite cropped, both the body length and also the arm length. I did not follow a pattern, so it's like raglan construction, so the way you divide the parts is that 40% stitches for the front, 40% stitches in the back, and then 10% stitches for the sleeves, and then increasing like that. So I gave it to my sister. She wore it quite a lot. Then one day she wore it and came to my place and stayed the night and left the sweater here. So it's back in my possession, but I don't really wear it. Yeah. So next up, I made another sweater vest. The window pane sweater vest by Dia Knitwear. I think I used very similar colors to the one she made, and there is no short rows for the neck shaping, but how I decide what's front and back is I look at this top here and kind of made a mistake. You can see this line. It's actually like it shouldn't be there, so I use that as my back side. So it's knitted with Drops Air yarn. It's very lightweight and the drape is nice, very thin. I don't find it itchy, and these vertical lines are used with the duplicate stitching method. I like the pattern. This yarn does stretch up quite a bit, so now it's like pretty oversized, but I like the look, so it's fine. Yeah, I definitely would recommend this pattern. Next up, I think it was around summertime, so I made Jessie Maid's framework bralette. This is actually not the first one I made. The first one I made I gave to my sister, and I decided I modified it so there is not the framework part. Yeah, I wore it quite a bit during summer, but I don't think I'm gonna wear it again because it's cotton yarn. I did not really weave in my ends that well, so you can see this part is coming apart kind of, and where I had to like add a new ball of yarn, I did not do a great job at it, so it looks pretty messy. And also it's bottom up, so you can see the stitch gauge difference. So when I knit in the round, I'm pretty tight, but when I knit flat, this top part, it's quite loose, so I don't like how it does not look even. So yeah, it's not my favorite make, but I did wear it quite a bit. And if I would make this again, I would maybe choose a more woolly yarn, maybe merino wool if it's summer, if it's for a tank top, you know, more weather appropriate. But at least it won't show that much the difference in my tension. Yeah. And then next up is a collared button-up shirt. Yeah, it's very drapey. I used this cotton yarn that I found at a second-hand store. It was really cheap. I think not even €1 for a 50-gram ball. It's really great. The thing is, cotton is quite heavy. And to be honest, I've only wore it once or twice. That is because it doesn't really button up well, so if I wear it, I would just wear it open like a cardigan. And also the collar is kind of floppy, if you know what I mean. Like it doesn't really stay as a collar. And also the sleeve curls up quite a bit. The end is using some two rows of purling, you know, but it rose up quite a bit, and that annoys me. So yeah, I haven't really worn it, although I do like the color and I do like the pattern, but maybe I should try it again with a different yarn. I definitely like the look of a collared shirt, so I'm gonna attempt it again next time, one day. Oh, and also you can see the color difference, so probably the balls aren't from the same lot. Yes. Then next up, I tried my hands again on a sweater because I really wanted this big oversized sweater look. Here it is. And yes, this color work is not intentional. Of course, I ran out of yarn, and I could not find the same color of the same yarn. I think it's the Schagenmayer wool original 85 or something like that. So yeah, I chose a different color for a little contrasty thing. Again, I did not make any short rows because I was still scared of it. For the neck shaping, it turned out oversized, which is what I like, but the neck looks a bit off. It's like boat neck kind of, and that's not the look I was going for. And once again, I did not follow a pattern. I just did a standard raglan again, and I have not worn this yet because the weather has not been cold enough for it. So this upcoming winter I will try it on, and I'm sure it will keep me warm. But yeah, I have not made my ultimate favorite sweater yet, so that is yet to come. Alright, next up is another sweater vest, but the fit is more like a tank top. I used Noro yarn. I really love this blue, and I really love the look of the variegated colors. The pattern I used was the knitting for Olive's vest. Yes, so I think originally it's a pattern for children, you know, children's size, but they also have an adult version. So I used the adult version. I really love knitting with this yarn. It's a little bit thick and thin. The color looks a bit weird. I think it's stretched out because it has cotton. It's a blend of different fibers, but I think mostly cotton. So yeah, I think the collar stretched out quite a bit. So that looks a bit off. But yeah, I wore this quite a bit. Two more garment related. This is November Knits Montpellier top. Is this the front? Yes. It's quite oversized, and actually the gauge is quite loose as well. I think she recommends a 5.5 millimeter needle. I think I used a 5. And here you can also see the different intention. The bottom part is knit in the round and the top part is knit flat. Don't know if you can tell. I used the Schagenmayer Fashion Shimmer. It's a merino nylon blend. This yarn stretches out a lot after blocking. So luckily I don't mind the oversized look, but I think it really like stretched out like more than 10 centimeters. But yeah, I like the finished look. I definitely want to remake this because this is what I want. As you can tell, maybe I am a sweater vest kind of girl, and I think this is a really good staple pattern for me. I like the process of it. I like the little detail ripped at the side. I like the drape of this. So yeah, very successful knit. Okay, then the last garment we have is I went back to Melina Knits V-neck sweater vest. The same pattern, but I think I modified it quite a bit. I don't remember. But yeah, that's the foundation, the basic pattern. Yes. So I made another one. Yes, the downside is that it puckers here a little bit. I think maybe the way I picked up stitches at the neck that makes the fabric not lay flat, but that is not too bothersome. I can just like pat it down and then it will look fine. And my favorite part of this garment is the back. Stripies! Yay! I really wanted to try something with color work, and to be honest, this is another like acrylic yarn that I found downstairs in this apartment building, and was like, I want to use it for a sweater vest, but not realizing that I do not have enough yarn, and probably it's also hard to find this yarn in the exact same dye lot. So then I went, you know what? I'm just gonna use my scrap yarn to make the back, and I decided to use some light blue, brown, and some darker blue. So this blue here actually is not the same as this blue. Yeah, so there's a mixture of just the brown is cotton yarn, the blue is like baby merino from Drops, and this darker blue is Drops Flora, maybe held together. So yeah, I just found whatever yarn I have left in my scrap stash and then used it. So I am really happy with the outcome, except for this puckering, but the back side is just brilliant in my opinion. Yes, so those were all the garments. Let's head to the accessories. I made 3 scarves and only one of them I wear. So this is scarf number 1. Basically, I worked it from here and then started increasing. This yarn I found at one of in the Netherlands. We have this thing called King's Night, and then people would just sell stuff they don't want anymore. And there was this lady selling her stash yarn. So this is one ball of, I don't even remember, but it has these little specks of colors, which I really like. Yeah, so I wanted to make something simple with it. So no pattern, just a triangle with I-cord band, I-cord string. Yeah, so it's not really a scarf, to be honest, because you can't really wear it. It looks more like a bib for a baby, you know? So, for example, that's how I could wear it. The yarn does feel a bit itchy against my skin, so that's why I never wear it. And if I wear it as a headscarf, it looks like I'm a milkmaid, like this. So yes, I don't wear this, but I like the fabric it makes. Secondly, this is the yarn Woolfolk Lillift. I found this at Marktplaats, which is this like reselling place on the internet. So this is 100 grams? Yeah, 100 grams of Woolfolk Lift. And I used a pattern, I forgot the name, but I'll link it downstairs, using these open knit chase. I don't even know what it's called. But yeah, I also don't wear this because I find the size of it a bit awkward. It's like not too big, not too small, so I don't even know how to wear it. It's like, wear it like this, you know? I mean, it's not that bad, but it's a little bit, if I wear it like this, it's a little bit too small, maybe. Yeah. I guess I could also wear it like this. Just tie it, you know? It's not bad, but I just don't wear it. Yes. And the last scarf I have is, looks like the Sophie scarf, but it's not the Sophie scarf. It's the Simple Thing. It's a free pattern on Ravelry. I used, what's the yarn called again? This yarn is the Fonty Baby Merino. It's this long triangular shape, but I stretch it out so much it doesn't even look like a triangle anymore. Yeah, and I wear it like this. And it really keeps my neck warm, because here in the Netherlands it can get quite windy, so protecting the neck is perfect for that. I really like this brown color, and this is definitely a staple pattern. I want to make so much more, in different needle size, different gauge, different sizes. Maybe this is actually a great size, maybe like a little bit longer. But yeah, this is perfect. I wear it almost every day. Then let's go to head accessories. This is actually the first ever make. This is a flat pattern that I followed on YouTube. You can see the seam here. So this is not knit circular. This is what it looks like. I just used some acrylic yarn, also from the Zayman, I think. And yeah, this is a really good first project. I remember still using straight needles for this project. But as everyone nowadays, I'm using circular needles only. Okay, then next up, another beanie hat. It's actually a little bit too big for me. Don't think I followed a pattern, I just decreased at 4 different spots. I used the Sustrengrene wool bamboo mix with their held together with their mohair. This is what it looks like. It's actually a little bit too big, but not too bad. And this is when I realized that I am sensitive to mohair, so sometimes it get itchy over at the front, but it looks pretty good. Then next up is another hat that I don't really wear. Once again, this is a yarn I found downstairs, and I was like, what can I do with one ball of yarn? Let's make a hat. So once again, no pattern. I just decreased this time at 6 different spots, I think. Oh no, 8 different spots I decreased. And then it looks like this. So this is more like a, I don't know. I feel like a skater girl or something. Yes. And then I test knitted this one for Dia Knitwear, a top-down toque. So instead of going from the bottom to the top, you knit this from the top down, and it's double folded, so the brim is very long. Yeah, so this is with the loose top up here. So maybe it's for some people too much fabric at the top, but it is a look. I held together a pink and a green yarn. It was a last minute decision. I just wanted to use up the yarn I have. So I think it's bamboo. The green one is a bamboo yarn and the pink one is a baby merino from Drops. So give this marled look. It's not bad. Oh, my hair is a mess. It's not that bad, but I think I would knit this again in a solid color because I think it is a great staple hat. Okay, and the last headpiece is not really a hat, but a hoodie of some sort. This is using Drops Nepal, like this, with some drawstrings. I have worn it quite a bit when it was colder. Did not really follow a pattern. I think I just knit here and then picked up the sides and then knit down flat and then connected it here, knit a couple rows, and then picked up stitches here to make the ribbing part. So I could make it tighter if I wanted to. And then looks like this, like a hoodie. Okay. We have one more category, and that's footwear. So before we head on to socks, I have these leg warmers. You can't really see it. It's this deep brown color, and this is a very rustic wool yarn that I once again found at Marktplaats. Very simple pattern, just 2x2 rib and then stockinette 2x2 rib. No increase, no decrease whatsoever. Very fast knit as well, and it looked really good with my Palladium boots. So yeah, it was really great. It was a great staple during the winter in 2022. Kind of my first successful pair of socks. Yeah, sock knitting and we struggled a bit to get to know each other. But yes, this is my first pair of socks. It's I followed maybe Crazy Sock Ladies vanilla sock pattern. I don't remember, to be honest. But as you can tell, once again, I'm very bad at knowing how much yarn I have. I don't think this is even a sock yarn, the purple one. I just found it, thrifted. Yeah, I think this is thrifted. And then I realized I didn't have enough yarn to make my second sock, so I decided to use this gray that I have. This is Drops Fable. Of course, your first sock will never fit perfectly. It's too big. So then I gave up knitting socks for a bit. And then eventually I found Athena Liu from the Seedling Stitch. She's also a YouTuber and she introduced me to toe-up socks. So I actually have another pair of socks, but I have not finished that one yet. But that's the first time I tried toe-up socks and I really loved it. So this is my first finished toe-up sock using this variegated yarn, but this is a thicker sock yarn. Very colorful, as you can see. It's toe-up using German shirt rows, and the fit is definitely better, but not perfect. I used 2.5 millimeter needles. I then decided, okay, I think I have to go down to 2.25 millimeter needles. So I went ahead to buy some expensive Chaogu needles, but it's definitely worth it because eventually I made this pair of toe-up socks with a contrasting color. This is the Yawal yarn in blue and brown. This is a 3x3 rib, the 3x1 ribbing. So it's always nice to use ribbing because then you know it will hug your foot better. Yeah, so I wear these quite a bit and I think I am a fan of toe-up socks. That concludes everything I've knit so far that I have finished. I have quite some work in progresses right now, but I'm not going to talk about it. And I also don't know if I'm going to make a future video about this, maybe in a year. But yeah, that was it. I hope you enjoyed watching this video, seeing what I've made, and hopefully you witness some progress. I definitely noticed progress in my knitting skills, but also just learning about the craft has been very satisfying. Alright, I hope you have a great rest of your day, and who knows, maybe I'll see you next time. Bye!